Hello, everybody, and a very, very warm welcome. I think we're almost live. It takes a few more seconds for the stream to catch up sometimes. But I'm absolutely delighted, excited to have Cornelius here today. What a pleasure and an honor it is to have you, Cornelius.
There's no words to describe how good this is going to be. So thank you, sweetheart, for allowing me to do and be a part of your amazing community. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's just wonderful to have you. So I first of all love to say I love your t-shirt. Kindness starts within. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think that's the forefront of like the philosophy that I have is it's amazing. I'll just do this in an amazing way. We've been told that we have to be kind to everybody else. We've always been programmed to be like that, but we've never been told to be kind to ourselves. And if we were kind to ourselves, just one person, and that's all you had to be is kind to yourself, and only that one person was kind to themselves, this world would change just like that. You don't have to worry about being kind to anyone else. Everyone else is already kind. So kindness starts within.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody's coming on. Texas, Namaste, California, New Jersey, the Loire Valley. It's wonderful. Dublin.
You won't get many people in New Zealand. It is 3 a.m.
I know, and I was going to thank you for getting up at this unearthly time. And what did you say to me earlier? Because I said, this is your sleep time.
Oh, this is my sleep time. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, but I've been asleep for 46 years, so this is okay.
That's great. So everybody's here: Cyprus, Florida, Denmark, Washington D.C., Tennessee, Mississippi. So I've got so many questions. We weren't sure quite where to start, but I think there's something important for you to address.
Yeah, that's really
good. Before we start, Cornelius, if you would.
So let me just explain my gift. I have no inner voice. It is completely and utterly 100% silent all the time. 100% silent. It's only when I connect with consciousness that I can hear consciousness. That's it. That's how this works. But the biggest thing that I need to express more than anything is I'm not a healer. Okay? I do not do any healing. I'm not a teacher and I'm not a guru. Right, I'm none of them. I'm just a normal person from a mining town in the UK who had an extraordinary awakening based on the heart. So when it comes down to healing, hearing you, and helping you move forward, we can do the most amazing things in this session without a shadow of a doubt. It's like a world of Harry Potter, magic and miracles. But if you do not address the issues how you got here, then they're always going to come back. So we can fix a lot of stuff, but if you do not address the environment, the internal environment, your own stresses, then all of that good work that we worked on comes back.
Okay. Thank you. That's really great and really clear. And I think what you offer, Cornelius, is so wonderful because you offer a group of coherence healing where somebody who is committed and says, hey, look, I really want to get well. You offer the environment, and environment is everything. If you have the right environment, you can thrive. And would you like to say a little more about what you offer?
Yeah, so it's amazing how this started off. I was doing one-on-one sessions, and my wife turned around to me, and I was working about 14, 15 hours a day, maybe 16 hours a day, just doing one-on-ones. I was seeing about 15, 16 people a day. And I did this for about a year, and I nearly got burnt out because all I want to do is help. And my wife said to me, this isn't going to be sustainable. We need to find a way of how this works. And so I asked consciousness. I remember sitting at my computer and I asked consciousness, I need to find a way how this works. And consciousness said, Cornelius, close your eyes. So I closed my eyes. And then what I saw was my calendar right in front of me. And in my calendar, there was little blocks filled out. And those blocks were called Coherence Healing. And I came out of this beautiful vision and I said to consciousness, I don't do meditations. I know what you're trying to tell me to do. I don't do meditations. And consciousness said, you don't have to do anything. We'll do it all for you. And then that's when the group sessions of Coherence Healing came about. So people come to Coherence Healing, and I do this on a daily basis, maybe once or twice a day. And so you come to Coherence Healing, we rechange your vibration frequency, we change your incoherence to coherence. So you're always going to get better. You never really get ill. We change your immune system. We bring down illness, pain, disease, sadness, depression, anxiety. We've seen the most amazing changes in this group, like incredible changes.
Wow. That's amazing. So just for you to know, there may be some one-off miracles today, which we hope, but just you have a part in this. And I think that's empowering. If somebody just does it for you, then you're like, well, that's nice. But if you do your part and open your part, then you will feel stronger.
Exactly. And what it is, exactly, because what you want to do is, I want to give everyone the tools on how to heal yourself. And the first tool is on my t-shirt. Kindness starts within. That's the first tool. And once you commit to that change, when you embody that change, your healing journey, your consciousness knows that that's the commitment. So your consciousness already knows that you're on this healing journey, which means everything that happens a lot quicker because there's no resistance. Everything is in flow.
Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, that's really great. Thank you, Cornelius. Such a pleasure to be with you. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And I can feel that everybody's sort of lapping you up and lapping up the energy, because we're all affected by what happens in this field.
Correct.
Yes, we're all
correct. 100%. And we did this amazing, we had a woman yesterday, and I have around about after my like coherence healing sessions, meditations, whatever you want to call them, we had a woman, and we have about 50 people who put their hands up, and I go through consciousness and they guide me to which person to ask. And right at the end of the session, there's a live Q&A, and I virtually always do Q&As. I stay on for about half an hour and a half. I go into all of my time because I just want to help people. And right at the end, I had this woman, and I said to her, "How are you?" And she says, "My mother, she can't walk for 7 days. Something's happened. She's not sleeping." You could see the worry in this woman. And we had about 280 people still on this session. We have around about 400 people in these sessions. And we had this woman, and the whole group manifested this amazing amount of healing for her. Just sent this amazing amount of love. As I was increasing the vibration of the heart chakra, they sent it out to this woman. And these people, they just get better. The intention of healing somebody else from your own heart, there's nothing quite like it. There's nothing quite like it in this world. It is so touching. It's speechless. I'm absolutely speechless every time we do these healing sessions.
Wow.
So that's what makes coherence healing very unique and very different. It's not just about, help me, fix me, Cornelius. It's about help me, fix me. I'm going to do the work myself so I never get into this situation again. I'm going to address the incoherence in the mind, the programs, the patterns, the loops, the ones that make you sick, the ones that say you're not good enough. And then all of a sudden, we give all of that away to anybody in the group who needs it. Anyone.
Wow.
It's an amazing group. It's an amazing group.
Wow. Fantastic. I think it's about to grow considerably. So there are many questions coming in where we are online here. I've also got a list of questions. Where would you like to start? What is consciousness telling you, Cornelius?
Hey, I call them family. Hey, family, how are you? Where do we start? My family's so funny. Right? This said, let's start at the beginning. First question, let's get on with it. Let's do it. So just pick a question. We'll do it.
A question on my written list, or a question?
Let's do the chat ones, because there's people here just Let's do the chat one. So pick any question. We'll just go for it.
See what happens. Melinda, how can I transform the pain into power? Lead into gold.
Beautiful. Okay. So what?
My highest potential.
Got it. I found her. Got it. So what I'll do is I connect with her consciousness. I'm going to hear what she has to say. Just going to pass the information on. Okay. Hey, Melinda, how are you? I'm really good. Thank you very much. How do we do that? First of all, you have to trust and believe in yourself. If you do not have trust or belief in yourself, who will believe in you anyway? Done. That's it. Wow. Straight to the point.
That was great. Okay. Uta here is asking, my son has strong anxieties and OCD since 2020. He hasn't seen his friends for 27 months. Could I ask for some healing for him, please?
Yep, absolutely. So I have a beautiful family. I have an amazing, amazing consciousness family. For some unknown reason, they just do what I ask. And I mean, they just do what I ask. So what I will do is I'll send family in. So I just need the son's name. So if you've got the son's name, I will send family into that son. So that's what I'm after.
Right.
And my family is made up of, just so everyone knows, my family is made up of, I'm not religious, not spiritual, even now, having this awakening, not spiritual, okay? But my family is made up of like Mother Teresa, Buddha, Jesus, Princess Diana. I have these amazing people called Linda, Chinese medicine. She's amazing. I have Katie, who's a chiropractor. Carl, chiropractor. Juan, he's an acupuncturist. I have John, he's a cranial therapist. I have dentists. I have surgeons. I have everybody at my disposal. And what happens is you will feel somebody working on you, like somebody's actually working on you. So that's I have a big family. So around about 50 people in my family.
Wow. Okay, so we don't have Uta's son yet. I can't see his name. So
let me do it in a very different way. Hey Uta, how are you? I'm really good, thank you very much. Can you connect me with your son? Absolutely, thank you. Show me the anxiety in your son. Show me the anxiety in your son. So her son has anxiety in the lower part of the stomach, which is just below the solar plexus, the navel, and just above the sacral. So that means he has anxiety for himself because he's in that lower location. Let's find out why he's got anxiety. Why do you have anxiety? So his anxiety is fear of the future, not sure what's going to happen. Okay, so we just send family in. Hey, family, can you just go and see? Sort that out, rebalance, coherence, harmony. Thank you. Done.
Wow. Thank you. Wow. Do you want to pick a question?
No, you keep going. You keep going. Oh, it's so quick for me. It's so quick. It's like
I've done for me.
This is the first time I've done something like this.
I consider myself on the path, but can't seem to give up cigarettes. How can I release this addiction, please?
Beautiful. I would always say go to Coherence Healing, just so everyone knows Coherence Healing. But let's do it in that other way. What was the name of that one? Who was that one?
Connie Judson.
Okay, cool. Hey, Connie, how are you? I'm really good, thank you. Connie, why can't you give up addiction of cigarette? So her subconscious is saying, because I believe I need them. So that's the program. So the program is saying, this is what I need. That's the ego, wants, needs, and desires. And when with cigarettes, you've got anxiety. Have you got anxiety? I have. Whereabouts is your anxiety based on? The anxiety is based on me being on my own. So then all of a sudden, when you've got anxiety, you're looking outside of something to calm your nerves, which is what cigarettes do. They just calm that system down. But the program, the belief is saying, this is what I need. So what we need to do is change the program and allow the vibration to change that for her. So I would again suggest just come to Coherence Healing.
Great.
We get rid of all of that sort of stuff, because when you're in that lower vibration, you can't see a way out. So you have to raise the vibration. So those lower ones, that dependency on something else, a false sense feel good factor, they just drop off.
Wow. So could this apply to anybody who's suffering with any kind of
Any addiction.
addiction or phobia or
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely, 100%. Because everything is This is how because I used to, just so everyone knows how so I used to smoke marijuana for over 10, 11, 12 years because it was the only thing that would slow my brain down from not being damaging. And because I was addicted to marijuana, and then I got addicted to alcohol, and then right at the end, just before I was going to about to commit suicide, I started doing other types of drugs. So it's like, well, I might as well just do cocaine because I'm going to die in a couple of months' time, and I want to give that a go. Because I was still looking for something outside of myself to make myself feel better. And even though I knew it was wrong, I knew for a fact my mind was telling me it's okay. It's okay. You'll quit tomorrow. You won't have any drink tomorrow. And that's the whole difference of that program. It won't let you quit because the program is we'll quit tomorrow or we'll start giving up alcohol tomorrow or addictions tomorrow. What happens is you'll get in tomorrow. Something will trigger you. You'll have a bad day and you go back to alcohol again and go back to your addiction. So we have to get to the root base of why you've got the program in the first place. And most programs come from unconditional love for self, not knowing how to love self, running away from self, fear, rejection of self. So you have to deal with how you're feeling instead of looking outside of yourself for something else.
Wow. Thank you. Natalia has asked how to be a part of a coherence group. Could you just say your website again? I know Radhika has been posting it, but the chat is really lively. So
the website is called coherencehealing.love. You just go straight to that website. You'll see join membership, and it's just there. And it's around about, it's in New Zealand dollars. So it's 30 New Zealand dollars, which is around about 20 US dollars for 14 sessions, which works out to be like just over $1 a session.
Wow. That's fantastic. Mariana has asked, she really wants to lose weight. What can she do? How can she do?
Hey, Marianne, how are you? I'm really good, thank you very much. Man, why have you put weight on? She hides a lot of emotions with what she eats. So she's emotionally eating, right? And you've got to address why you're eating the way you're eating. So one of the things, again, with emotional eating is, I used to eat emotionally eat. I used to be quite a big person. And what it is was because I was feeling so down, the only thing, again, a false sense feel-good factor, the only thing that would make me happy was eat something constantly. Because, I didn't know what to do when I didn't know how to deal with my emotions and feelings. So what you have to do is address yourself, have the awareness. Why am I eating the way I'm eating? And once you have that awareness of why you're eating the way you're eating, you can start to approach it in a different way. So you've got to have the awareness of how this works, because what most people don't realize is we've been programmed. Alcohol is a great example of being programmed. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you want to do, this is like on a Saturday or Sunday, your weekend off, is, do you know what? I'm going to have some drink in the afternoon because of the weekend off. Been programmed to drink. Then you go to work and you've had a good day at work, good week, programmed to drink. Had a bad day at work, programmed to drink. Feeling lonely, programmed to drink. You've been programmed, and it's always on the TV, and it's always with your friends. It's like if you go on a date, oh my God, I'm so nervous on a date, programmed to drink. So you've got to understand that these programs are built into our subconscious. They're there to keep us moving in a certain way, which is what I would class as being asleep. You don't realize that you're getting told, dictated on how to live your life.
Wow. And the coherence healing will help.
Yeah.
It's great. Isn't it great?
You know, one of the most amazing things, Becca, one of the most amazing things is when on the 29th of March, I woke up in the morning, I drank round about, I was going to drink some vodka, but I wanted to commit suicide on the 29th of March, 2019. And before that, I used to smoke weed. On the 30th, when I had the day after my awakening, I couldn't quite work out what this world was. So I rolled a joint, smoked it, didn't affect me. And I was like, that's really strange because it normally does. So I smoked another one. That didn't affect me. I smoked another one. That didn't affect. I smoked 5 joints on the bounce, right? And this is good stuff in New Zealand, just being honest, right? and nothing affected me. My wife came home and I said to her, can you just smoke this joint? Because I think it's old stuff. And she smoked it and she said, oh my God, that is so strong. And I went, it's not even affecting me. And I realized later on down the very, very long down the months, because I didn't smoke or drink after my awakening, my vibrations were so high that the vibration of marijuana, which was around about 414, that's the vibration of marijuana in New Zealand, because my vibration was higher than 414, I couldn't get high. I can't get drunk.
Wow.
Yeah. So so marijuana, the one that I had in New Zealand was the vibration was 414. My vibration is just off the charts. And alcohol, I used to drink vodka. Vodka had a vibration of 322. And because my vibration was higher than that, couldn't get drunk.
It's great.
So my whole life just changed by me changing the way about was going to commit suicide over to not going to commit suicide based on my wife, based on the love for my wife.
Wow.
Yeah, so my whole life has changed. Don't drink, don't smoke. It's just don't need it. I'm already in a beautiful high vibration. It's like there's nothing else I need.
Wow. Do you eat?
Yes. So I eat. I probably eat 95% vegetarian, vegan type food. Every now and then, I just. Do you know what's really strange? I'll go and get petrol, right? My mum was a big fan of the Bounty Bar and the Turkish Delight in the UK. And I'll go and get petrol, and my mum would say, son, you couldn't just have a Bounty Bar. You couldn't have some Turkish Delight for me. So I'd eat some lollies because my mum likes lollies. So sometimes I eat lollies. And then my mum would say to me, son, my mum's passed over, by the way. My mum would say, do you know what? I crave a KFC. So we have to drive over and we have to have a KFC because she can still, it's amazing how this works because even though she can't physically eat it, she still craves having a KFC. So I have a KFC. I'm enjoying it. My mum's happy. And that's how that works.
That's great.
I know. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Wow. Okay, Christina is asking, how can she let go of fear?
Okay, cool. Hey, Christina, how are you? I'm really good, thank you. Christina, how can you let go of fear? By trusting the unknown. You have to step into the unknown in order to let go of fear. See, most of my life, I've lived my entire life based on fear-based choices. Every choice I made was based on fear, which means throughout my entire life, I had the brakes on, constantly having the brakes on, living my life. And it's because I was so scared of what might happen. That's fear. So you have to trust the unknown. And when you're in the unknown, that's the best place to be. See, if you live in the past, you're going to live in the past. That's going to create depression. If you're constantly looking in the future, that's anxiety. So you have to live in the middle, present and in the unknown. It's the only place to be in order to change your life. Otherwise, it's going to keep repeating the same pattern over and over again because nothing's changed. So that's where it is, fear of just doing something brand new.
Wow. And coherence healing, of course, would help.
Yeah. Well, the beautiful thing about coherence healing is it's not me. I just sit here I sit in the studio and I just literally listen to consciousness. I repeat exactly what they say. So I know for a fact it's not me. I mean, I absolutely 100% know it's not me. Like I struggle to my wife made me a bottle of ginger water today. And it's at 3 a.m. because I will look at the kettle and I'll just be like, I have no idea what to do with this kettle. I've got nothing in the background telling me to switch it on. So all I do is look at it and that's it. So my wife has to come down and she prepares all my drinks, all my food because I have no idea what to do. So I know the information I get isn't my information, 100%.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. It sounds like Byron Katie. When she first awakened, she used to go into people's houses and thought it was her house.
Who's that? Who's that person?
Byron Katie.
No, not heard of her.
I know I've come across her work. Yeah, but yeah.
I mean, it's one of the things that consciousness said when I had my awakening is, whatever you do, you don't need to go on the internet. There's nothing on the internet that's going to give you what you need based on what you're experiencing right now. So I don't go on the internet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they've had their experience. Like a lot of people say, I have had a similar experience to Eckhart Tolle, and amazing. I know of him now, but I don't know what his experience is, because his experience is his experience. His experience isn't going to be my experience, so there's no point even going on the internet, finding out who he is, his experience, because it doesn't mean anything.
Right. Yeah. No, we each have a unique path, don't we? That's
Yeah.
the point of this, is where that's what I love about this community, is I love every single person who's here, because you are seeking to get to your highest potential and to share your gifts.
Correct.
And that's what I just love about
One of the things that one of the biggest questions I get in one-on-one sessions is, Cornelius, what's my purpose? And it just drives me absolutely up the wall, because purpose is singular. What you need is unlimited possibilities. Because if you've got unlimited possibilities, you can do anything you want.
Exactly.
Purpose is, oh my God, this is what I'm here for. This is why I'm on earth. But if you do not hit that, which is an expectation, pain and suffering. Unlimited possibilities, no expectations, allow it to happen to you.
Beautiful. Soul Giraffe has asked, how do you open a closed heart?
Oh, beautiful. I'll ask families, how do you open a closed heart? When you realize your heart has always been open. What happens is, sometimes I get challenged. What happens is, when we have a broken heart, when we're not kind to ourselves, when we don't see our fullest potential, we close it, protect it. But what we're doing is embracing it, allowing to learn from our experiences, from our mistakes, and allow yourself to forgive yourself first, foremost. So when you have a broken heart, you can go back into the past if it's a closed heart, because a lot of people have, like, I can feel the heart chakra and everybody. And if it's really tight, like a walnut, what happens is you're never, ever going to expose that love for yourself. So again, in Coherence Healing, we might start off with a vibration of, let's say, 222,446. That's the vibration we start off on. So what that'll do, it will start a sensation in the middle of the chest, and then throughout Coherence Healing, we increase the vibration, so it just becomes more and more open. You'll start to wake up and realize, actually, I've got a lot of gratitude, a lot of compassion, a lot of love. You don't know where it's come from, because we believe that we are who we are. We're going to also put the mind on top of that. So the mind is going to try and work this out. But consciousness already knows that this is already working. We're just trying to work out, and then we're going to look for some reason. So what we need to do is forgiveness of self first. It's the number one to open up your heart. Forgive yourself based on the choices you've made, and then forgive the person who broke your heart based on the choices he made. Because choices comes before action and behavior. You have to make a choice before anything else. So forgive on choice. You don't have to go into action behavior. It's an easy way to forgive.
That's great. Wow. That's great. Thank you. Catherine is asking, she's unable to earn money. She's given up smoking, drinking, but can't earn money.
Okay, cool. Beautiful. Hey, Catherine, how are you? I'm really good. Thank you very much. Catherine, why can't you earn money? I have a block in my early teens where I saw money as a bad thing, root of all evil. So I've got a subconscious belief that stops me from receiving abundance. So that's a block. That's the same thing with finding somebody in a relationship as well. It's like you'll have a block that stops consciousness giving you what you need. Again, the program is that we've been told from day dot, you have to work hard. You have to follow a line. You have to go to school. You have to finish school, go to college, get a degree. Then you have to work hard, 70 hours a week. Then you have to find somebody. Then you're going to have to buy a car, buy a house. It's a constant thing. I mean, everyone's in the same line. That's the problem. Everyone's in the same line, competing for the same information and the same objects, wants, needs, and desires based on the ego. But if you let go of that belief, consciousness will bring it all for you. So when you have a block with money, you have to understand, go into your past and realize, where's that block? So her block comes from, how old were your block? 14 years old. So at 14 years old, it's always like, I need to earn money. Because we've been told that you have to earn money in order to live. But I can tell you right now, I just allow this to happen. And for some reason, lights get paid. We have a Zoom account. Like, things happen. And that's how it works. You just got to let go and trust how consciousness works. Even if you can't hear it and you can't see it, it's working for you. The problem is when we create self-doubt, consciousness will move everything around. If you say, do you know what? I'd like abundance, right? Whatever that abundance is, financial abundance. I want some financial abundance. Now, if the financial abundance is for yourself, it's not going to work as efficiently as I want financial abundance for my family. It comes from the heart. That's giving it away. Abundance for yourself is coming from the mind. So you can only project out the energy of yourself, which stops it as well. So if you look at it and go, I need some money and financial abundance so my family can pay the bills, then it comes from the heart. And you have to work this out. And this is why I wrote all of this information in my book. Like when I got channeled to write about programs, patterns, how to delete them, how to update your operating system, it's all in the book regarding blocks of money. Because I had the same block with money. I believed that the more money I had, the more validation I would get. But the problem is throughout my entire life, and it's all in my book, it's documented in my book, you'll notice all the way through my life, I had an issue with money, which means I didn't trust people with money. I got ripped off. My accountant, she ripped me off with $400,000. I was going to spend 4 years imprisonment. You know, she said she paid all my taxes. Didn't happen. She went off to another country and left me to deal with the IRD. Now, the IRD, they looked at me and said, well, you know, you created fraud. And they were looking at 4 years imprisonment for something I didn't even know I did. So I've always had a block with money. This is the only time I haven't had a block with money, because what happened, I was actually saying the same story to someone this morning in my session, or yesterday. I met this person about a year before my awakening. His name is Cliff. And I was doing, I was going out partying. I was going clubbing till 4 or 5 in the morning, always chasing that night, always wanting a good night, but I could never get it. Anyway, he was a good person. And then I had my awakening, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing after my awakening. And I didn't know if I was healing people. But he said to me one day, can you help me with my auntie? So I helped him with his auntie. And I said to him, and I was doing some sort of like, I was putting my hands over her, like a bit like Reiki. I was putting my hands over her, and I saw an image. And the image was in an airport. And I saw all these destinations, and every one was cancelled apart from one. And the one that wasn't cancelled said Paris. And I said to her, are you going to Paris? And she said, oh my gosh, we only just agreed that all 3 of us, her nephew and his wife, are going to go to Paris. And I said, wow, that's amazing. Like, I didn't know I could do this. The guy turned around, Cliff turned around and said, how much do I owe you? And I said, well, you don't owe me anything. You're a friend. And he said, no, how much do I owe you? And I said, you don't owe me anything. He got out his wallet and said, here's $200. And I said, I don't want $200. And he said, no, I'm giving you $200. I've worked hard for this, so I'm going to give it to you, and it's up to you to accept it. I had a block regarding accepting money. So he showed me that it's okay to accept money. And my block for financial abundance disappeared. And then I never saw him again. He was in my life to show me how to let go of financial blocks. I know.
Wow. That's amazing. And would you like to hold your book up, please, if you have it handy?
Yeah, I do
Yes.
actually. This is it.
Yes.
Okay, it's 1 enlightenment for eternal life, the acceptance of I, and one with yourself. And I saw this in a vision. This is the only reason I wrote this book, is because I saw it in a vision that I was given.
Wow. Wow.
And this book is 180,000 words, 410 pages, and I wrote it in 70 hours. And I'm severely dyslexic. Was severely dyslexic. There we are.
Wow. Now, there's
Yeah.
quite a few people asking about headaches.
Oh, yeah.
I'm aware that they may be different causes. TJ is asking about headaches. Asri has asked about her husband, Stephen, who's had a terrible headache since he had a stroke. And I'm wondering if maybe they're very different, but
okay, let's do that. So let's do headaches. Hey, family, what does headaches represent? So headaches represent invalidating the self. So if you're not positive about yourself, and you're always looking outside of yourself for help, then what you're doing is you're creating a lot of what ifs, constantly having internal chatter, and you're also having an imaginary chatter. And when I mean imaginary chatter, it's like saying to your boss, it's like, do you know what I'm going to say to my boss? This is how I'm going to feel. And then you'll have a conversation in your mind based on what your boss is going to say to you. Then you have a conversation based on what you're going to say to your boss. It's all imaginary in conversations. And what happens is it stimulates the frontal lobe, which is these two. That's why most people get headaches over the eyebrows, because the frontal lobe is the conscious mind. So the conscious mind is you're knowing you're having a conversation. The second time you get headaches is, and migraines, is you have, I'll just move this. You have meridians. You have these meridians going all the way up here. If those meridians are blocked, which is the metal meridian, water meridian, earth meridian, if those ones are blocked, then you're going to get headaches. So a lot of the problems, like unexplained pain, is because the energy is blocked. And we have to clear the energy. We have to clear those blocks. Wow. So what I'll do for people who's got a headache and who have a headache, I'll bring in John. He's the person who started cranial therapy. So I'll just do that. Hey, John, how are you? I'm really good, thank you very much. John, with people in this group right now, if they've got a headache, can you do cranial therapy work on them? Absolutely. So a lot of people start to feel, if they're present, you'll start to feel somebody's working. I'll get Linda in. She's my beautiful Chinese medicine person. Hey, Linda, how are you? I'm really good. Linda, can you clear out earth meridian, wood meridian, metal and water meridian regarding headaches? Stimulate the left hemisphere, right hemisphere. Can you also remove the block in the yin tang, or the third eye, as you would call it? Beautiful. So people will actually start to feel that now.
Wow. Thank you. It's awesome. We're all getting upgraded here, yeah, aren't we?
Yeah.
We definitely getting an upgrade.
One of the most amazing things is when I do these sessions, I have around about 50 online meditations or coherence healing sessions. It doesn't matter whether it's live or not. So your consciousness knows I'm telling the truth. Like you guys might go, Cornelius, you're pissing me off, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if we can say that. But anyway, the ego is going to have this real toughness about it. The ego doesn't want to be wrong. It's always right. But your consciousness knows I'm telling the truth. So when you hear my online meditations, your consciousness will go to work and start healing you. That's why they're so powerful, because it's not me who's guiding these meditations. It's consciousness guiding these meditations.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you. Awesome. Teeth issues. Laurie is asking about teeth. What is that about?
What do teeth represent? Teeth represent not having a firm foundation, not having a strong belief. See, one of the things, again, you'll understand that one. One of the things that we've been programmed, especially with dreams, is when you have issues with dreams and your teeth fall out, we've been programmed that if your teeth fall out in a dream, it represents you're going to come into abundance, financial abundance. But that's not true. That's because we believe when our teeth come out, we put our tooth under the pillow, the tooth fairy comes in, you get your 50 pence. So we believe that when teeth come out, we're going to get financial abundance because that's what we did as a child. But the teeth represent firm belief through the mouth. It represents whether you're speaking the truth. So when you don't have a belief that, or a firm foundation of who you are, having a practice of doing spiritual work, meditations, when your concepts and analysis are not that strong, then you have problems in the teeth. And same with the gums.
Wow. Wow. So you need to speak your truth and speak.
Correct. And a lot of people have issues with the throat. So most people have issues with the throat, coughs, sore throat, thyroid, thymus. It's because they're not speaking the truth. What they do is they hold in angry words. They hold in some words instead of being honest. And I talk really quick, so I'm so sorry. Instead of being honest, what happens is you don't want confrontation. Because what we've probably gone through is when you've gone through your life, and if you haven't had unconditional love, which is very rare that you get somebody who has unconditional love from both parents, what happens is if you're in a conflict, if you've been in a conflict at trauma as a child, you've been told, don't worry about it, don't say anything to anybody, so you hold everything in. So the first thing that gets unblocked through coherence healing is the heart and the throat. Because they're so close connected, they have to be opened at roughly the same time. If you've got a block on your left hand side, it's because you're holding in words, not being truthful to someone who's feminine. If the throat chakra is on the right hand side, it's because you've got blocks, you're not being truthful to anybody who's masculine. And I can work out exactly where the energy centers are or your chakras are, whether they're out of balance right now. I could do that for somebody right now if somebody wanted it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there'd be
I can't keep up with the chat. That's the problem. I'm talking to you and I can't keep up with the chat, so I'm a bit lost here.
That's all tinnitus. Good. Okay, here.
Tinnitus. Let's do that one.
Tinnitus.
And what does tinnitus represent?
Medication.
So tinnitus, ringing in the ears, represents unable to hear truth. You're not hearing what there's two ways of hearing truth. One, internal truth from the heart. And the other one is when somebody gives you the information about truth, about what you should do, because the ego says, no, they're full of shit. That's not right. You start having a ring in the ears because your whole body is a system regarding how to move forward based on emotions and feelings. So you have to pay a very unbelievable amounts of attention to how your body is. If you have back pain, lower back pain, T10, 11, 12, L1, L2, and L3, it represents unable to move forward. And a lot of this stuff I get channeled by Louise Hay, just so you guys know. And so it represents unable to move forward, financial stress. Now, I had back pain. I would have to say probably most of my life. I would take around about 5 paracetamols, Panadol, before I'd wake up in the morning, 4 ibuprofen every single day. My pain in my body was so bad that the only way I could get out of bed was take painkillers. Now, I didn't address my internal way of living. And my internal way of living was actually really sad, as everyone knows, But I didn't know that that's what my body was telling me. Because what we do amazing is we just get up, we get on with the day, we go to work, we come home, and we don't address the internal way of looking at ourselves. That's why, again, kindness starts within. And there's a beautiful thing in my book, and it's also on my website. It's called 1.0, A Way of Life. And I'll explain. I'll get this up so people understand that this is all channels as well. So a 1.0 way of life is living from the heart and awareness of the mind. So number 1, be kind to yourself. That's number 1. Number 2, heal within so your children don't have to heal because of you. Number 3, be true, honest, authentic, and lead by example. Number 4, live consciously from the heart with gratitude, compassion, and empathy. Number 5, don't look for others to validate who you are. Number 6, learn to take some time out for yourself. Number 7, it's okay to say no to something you do not want to do. Number 8, don't get lost in your own game. And number 9, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Wow, thank you.
And then there's 6 layers of kindness. And those 6 layers are all about the external environment, what you watch on TV, who your friends are, what you eat. And if you follow those principles and those layers, at the same time practicing coherence healing, your life will change within literally 6 months. You will not recognize yourself.
Wow.
And here's the thing, Brecca. A lot of people get to coherence healing and then they give it about 1 or 2 sessions, maybe give it a month, and then they quit. The program of quitting, that's what kicks in first. But it's took us a lifetime to get to this place. What is 6 months? See, one of the beautiful things, because I'm in New Zealand and the dollar in New Zealand is really cheap, you could spend $180 doing 1 session of acupuncture. For $180, you get 6 months of coherence healing. But the mind will say, never heard of coherence healing. It's not going to work. But I don't work with the mind. I work with consciousness. I go beyond the mind, and that's the difference. But you have to go, do you know what? I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to commit to my own healing journey. Wow. And that's where the program of quitting kicks in. It's going to kick in. It's like going to the gym. I mean, oh my gosh, Bracket, I have so many gym memberships in my life. And I used to go to the gym. I'd go, right, this is it. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to feel good about myself. And I go on the treadmill and I start running and I'm going, fuck, this is tiring. This is hard work. And then I'll give the treadmill, I'll just give it a go. I'll just go, I've only done that for 1 minute. Convince myself I've done a really good thing. Do you know, when you go on a treadmill and you start walking and then you go, oh, I'm really bored. It's not going to work. And then you put it up to a very fast speed. You go very quick for about 30 seconds. And then you come off and you go, yeah, I've done some good stuff. Then I would go to the weights. I'd do a couple of like exercises and then I'd go home. And after about the 4th day, my mind is telling me, you're not going to work. This is not going to happen. Just quit. And then you quit. And you have to find the program that will stop you from quitting.
Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Wow. Being asked if you could address autoimmune disease.
Yep. 100%. So with the autoimmune system, we had this one yesterday. A woman got COVID. Okay, she got COVID yesterday, and her autoimmune system was around about 8,000. I think it was 8,248, right, round about there. So that was immune system, and she got COVID, right, because the immune system's down. Immune system comes down because of stress in your life. That's the number one that gets the immune system down. What our immune system should have been was 14,000. So our whole system was out of balance, completely out of whack, and got COVID. So what we did is we increased the vibration of our immune system. And again, which is what I do in Coherence Healing virtually every single day. We increase the vibration of the immune system so you'll never get ill. That's the same with the stress. So we bring down, we rebalance the central nervous system, the one that runs all the way through the spine. We rebalance the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight. And then we increase the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and digest. We change the vibration of your whole nervous system. And that's how we get rid of anxiety.
Wow, this is awesome. So we are being asked, people are saying, well, can you do a general healing?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that right now. Yeah, I'd do anything. I'm happy. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. So this is going to go on YouTube, okay? So if you're watching this on YouTube, all I need you to do is close your eyes, take in 5 beautiful deep breaths. If you're doing this live, close your eyes and take in 5 beautiful deep breaths. I'm going to bring in Nikola Tesla, right? He's just an amazing person for this. Taking 5 deep breaths. Keep your eyes closed, okay? That's the most important thing. Got to keep present. Hey, Nikolai, how are you? I'm really good, thank you very much. Nikolai, got a lot of people here in this beautiful group. Are you okay doing some work? Absolutely. Nikolai, let's do it. Nikolai, can you open up the crown chakra, please, to a vibration of 422,506, moving in a beautiful clockwise circular motion. Activate the frontal lobe left and right, parietal lobe left and right, occipital lobe left and right, temporal lobe left and right. Open up the third eye, the 6th energy center, located in the forehead, to a vibration of 892,415. Move all blocks regarding pituitary, hypothalamus, thalamus, pineal gland left and right, and the pineal recess. Activate the throat chakra to a vibration of 1.624897 million, moving in a beautiful clockwise circular motion. Move all blocks regarding the inability to express self and be self. Activate the heart chakra to a vibration of 222,415, 462,798, 1.264897, 2.648248, 10.64219, moving in a beautiful clockwise circular motion. Activate the solar plexus to a vibration of 662,415. Move all stress, worry, and anxiety held in the body of stomach, frustration, anger held in the right lobe of the liver, the left lobe of the liver, the caudate lobe of the liver, and the quadrate lobe of the liver, and clear. Activate the sacral, the second energy center, to a vibration of 3.648197 million. Increase the heart vibration to 17.648198 million. Activate the root chakra, the first energy center located at the tip of the tailbone, to a vibration of 2.648964 million. Hey, Nikolai, can you do me a favor? Can you place a diamond in the heart chakra and spin the diamond, please? Thank you. Can you activate the 8th energy center known as time and space? This one's located 12 inches above your crown. Bringing a vibration of truth, wisdom, and insight. Activate the blueprint of consciousness, the 9th energy center, and allow to move into flow. Nikolai, can you create a beautiful diamond from the blueprint of consciousness down to the Earth Star chakra? The Earth Star chakra is the one below your feet, 12 inches, and place everybody's consciousness in the diamond and spin. Thank you. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Beautiful. Hey, Linda, how are you? Linda, can you clear out everybody's earth meridian, water meridian, metal meridian, wood meridian, first phase fire meridian, second phase fire meridian, spleen meridian, lung meridian, heart meridian, upper, lower intestine, triple warmer, pericardium, and clear. Increase the vibration of the throat chakra to 17.246197 million. Increase the vibration of the crown chakra to 22.648977 million. Spin the diamond even faster. Thank you. Remove all blocks in the sacral regarding not having an intimate connection with self. Increase the vibration of the sacral to a vibration of 24.268977 million. Increase the heart vibration to 48.264898 million. Spin the diamond even faster, even faster, even faster, even faster. Bring all your energy centers away from your body. Rotate clockwise. And allow the energy centers, chakras, to rotate around your body. Thank you. Nikolai, can you spin the diamond even faster? Thank you. Bring the energy centers back into the body. Realign the crown chakra. Right to left, left to right, center. Third eye, right to left to right, center. Throat chakra, right to left to right, center. Heart chakra, right to left to right, center. Increase the heart vibration to 76.248197 million. Solar plexus, right to left to right, center. Sacral, left to right, right to left, center. Root chakra, right to left to right, center. Thank you. Bringing the vibration of white light healing into the crown. Expand, expanding, expand and be bright. Restore all major systems and organs. Into the third eye. Bright, bright, bright. Restore all major systems and organs. Into the throat chakra. Bright, bright, bright. Restore all major systems and organs. Into the heart chakra. Bright, bright, bright. Restore all major systems and organs. Into the solar plexus. Increase the vibration of the solar plexus 29.624817. Hey, Katie, how are you? Katie, can you do me a favor? Can you readjust the Atlas axis C3, 4, 5, 6, and 7? Remove all emotions regarding judgment, guilt, and shame held in the neck. Remove all blockages along the shoulders regarding carrying weights, burdens, and traumas. The world on your shoulders and clear. Remove all blockages underneath the right scapula, the left scapula regarding not feeling emotionally supported by self and someone close. Readjust T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, T6, T7, T8, T9, T10, T11, T12, and clear. Readjust L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, S1, S2, S3, S4. Readjust the right hip, the left hip. Head of the femur, left and right, and clear. Remove all blockages in the vagus nerves, left and the right. Beautiful. Hey, Jane, how are you? Jane, can you do me a favor? Can you do some amazing sound bowls on the crown chakra, please? Again, again, again. Third eye, again, again. Throat chakra, again, again, again. Heart chakra, again, again, again. Solar plexus, again, again, again. Sacral, again, again, again. Root chakra, again, again, again. Thank you. Hey, One, how are you? One, can you do acupuncture for headaches? 4 needles on the left forehead, 4 needles on the right forehead, 2 on the chin. Thank you. Can you do needles on each vertebrae, either side, all the way down? Thank you. Move all blockages in the right knee and the left knee regarding the inability to bend in life, to go with flow. Move all blockages regarding ego, stubbornness, and pride, and being inflexible. Move all blockages in the left elbow and the right elbow regarding unable to experience anything new and clear. Move all blockages in the left lung and the right lung, left lung first, superior and inferior, to a vibration of 28.264197 million. And expand and expand and expand, letting go of internal stress, family environment, and conflict. Right lung, superior, middle, and inferior, to a vibration of 18.648197 million. And clear. Move all blockages in the respiratory channel, main bronchus, segmental bronchus, and secondary bronchus, and clear. If everybody can take in 3 beautiful deep breaths. On the last one, big sigh out. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Cornelius. I hope that
You're
was
welcome.
beneficial for many here.
There was a lot.
There's a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Amazing. You've got such a wonderful team.
I know. I'm so lucky. I have such the most amazing family in the world.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
I'm really blessed.
This community of people, they watch later. They're just so precious.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they'll get it. Like, if you ever listen to this in 5 years' time, it still works.
Yeah, it's in the field, so it's accessible if you choose. Wow.
And you know what? That's one of the most amazing things that that I've understood is everything that I do, all the information I get from consciousness is already here. We're just accessing it. And that's probably one of the things that makes me sad more than anything, is that we live our whole life based on the 5 senses. We have many senses. I'll explain how it works with channeling. I have many different ways of channeling. The first one, I call it a whiff waff. And the first one is I can hear the wind in my ears. The top part is a yes. The second part is a maybe. And if I hear wind in my right ear, at the bottom, it's a no. And I can feel the wind go past my ears. I call it a whiff waff. I didn't know what it was called, but I call it a whiff waff, right? That tells me that there's some of the things that somebody's telling me is not true. I get it straight away. The second one is probably what most people say channeling, but I don't call it channeling. I didn't know what it was called, so I call it connecting with consciousness. That's when it works on many different levels. It's when I just talk straight out, like what I just done right there and then. It goes through me. That's one. The second one is when I hear, connecting with consciousness. There's another one. The other one is when I feel the vibrations in my body. I can feel illness and disease in everybody else's body, and I can feel it in my body. Like this morning, we had a session with a woman, and she had fibroids, and it was really, really sad. She went to the doctors, and the doctors turned around and said, "We might as well just cut out your uterus. That's it." And she's part of the Coherence Healing community. And I did this amazing session, and I brought in this amazing woman. Her name is called Mina, and Mina, I think she's from Germany, and she has this amazing gift of rebalancing and readjusting the uterus. So if you've struggled with pregnancy, what she does is she massages your uterus to put it into the correct position, and then she clears out all the energy. And everybody goes to see this woman, right? And she's amazing. She just makes people pregnant. Amazing. And then I brought her into this session, and this woman felt everything that was happening in her uterus. But at the same time, I felt it in my uterus, and I don't even have one.
Wow.
So there's many ways that this works. Like I'm just gifted with how this works.
Wow, this is amazing. And Debbie has MS. She's asking what can something help? I also have someone else, Sue, with MS. What can we do there?
Hey, Debbie, how are you? Why do you have an MS? When did that actually happen? Debbie, can you close your eyes, gorgeous? Taking 5 beautiful deep breaths. Debbie, can you show me when the original of MS started? When was it? 1622. Keep your eyes closed, Debbie. Remove all information, frequency, and clear. Remove all information, frequency, and clear. Remove all information, frequency, and clear from 1622. Remove all information, frequency, and clear. Remove all information, frequency, and clear. Remove all information, frequency, and clear from 1622. Remove all information and frequency and clear. Remove all information, frequency, and clear. Remove all information, frequency, and clear. Taking 3 beautiful deep breaths, gorgeous. Last one, big sigh out. So what we've just done there is we've just cleared the origin of where it came from in 1622. So what will happen now is our body will start to react, start to heal itself pretty quick.
Wow. We've also got Sue as well with MS. Can you?
MS, okay. Hey, Sue, how are you? Sue, give me the origin of MS. 1814. Remove all information and frequency and clear. Remove all information, frequency, 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 and clear. Taking 3 beautiful deep breaths, gorgeous. Last one, big sigh out. That one's been cleared.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Trying to keep up with
sleep apnea. Let's do. I just saw that one. Sleep apnea. Okay, let's find out what happened with sleep apnea. Let me find. God, that went quick. I'm going to go with do. I'm just going to go do because I'm not very good at doing the first names. Hey, family, can you just connect with that person? Can you tell me we have sleep apnea? Your left lung, your left upper lung, the superior, is out of balance. Okay, so we need to fix your lungs first. So taking 3 deep breaths. Close your eyes. Show me the incoherence in the left lung. Give me the vibration. 444,414. Remove all incoherent frequencies in the left lung. Expand, expand, expand. Anything else? Remove all blockages in the right lung, just here. Change the vibration to 82.648197. Expand, expand, expand. If you're taking 3 beautiful deep breaths, you'll realize your lungs have actually got better.
Wow. Sue said thank you. She's crying. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome.
Wow. You choose. They're coming up in your feed now.
Oh my gosh, it's so quick.
I know. I know. Or
Oh
I'll
my God.
help whatever you like,
Yeah,
Cornelius.
you just keep going. It's just so.
All right.
I mean, this is brand new to me. So this is like, I mean, I'm just amazed. I just can't even believe a system like this works. Like it's phenomenal. I just can't get over that. There's people around the world who are listening to. Do you know what's? I'm so lost for words because my life before my awakening was so sad, and now it's like I'm struggling even to hold back tears because it's just so grateful that this can happen.
Wow.
Hyperthyroid. Let me do hyperthyroid. I just saw that one.
Okay.
Oh, is that one quick? Oh my God, it's so quick. Hyperthyroid. Hey, Chanda, how are you? Chandan, how are you? Hyperthyroid. So he has hyperthyroid based on Rager being left out. We need to change that. So, Chandan, if you can close your eyes, my friend, taking 6 deep breaths. Show me in my body where that block is. Remove all blockage regarding hyperthyroid, rage at being left out, anger and frustration, and clear. Done. I'll go
Wow.
into balance.
Can you help Zach with depression?
Depression. Yes, so
Dark-
depression's a little bit difficult because you have to understand why you're in depression. So, Zach, this is why you're in depression. It's because you're constantly living in the past. That's depression, regardless whether it's a negative, whether it's a trauma, or it's good. One of the things with depression is you have something to measure against. So what it is if you, like for me, when I had severe depression, chronic depression, it's because I always thought something would come about my life. Ironically, it did, but at the time I didn't know. So what happened is I was measuring myself against everybody else. So what happened is I was always looking back into my life, wishing I had done something different, wishing I changed something. So you've got to understand that depression is where you constantly live in the past, but the past doesn't exist. It's a memory. So all you're doing is accessing the memory. But this is the other problem with depression. See, most people think depression is when you access the memory and then the memory creates the emotions and feelings. That's not true. What happens is you're feeling sad and down. You don't know what emotions and feelings you're feeling. So what happens is you go to an event that corresponds with the emotions and feelings, which is going to be in the past. So it's the emotions and feelings that drives you to go into the past because you don't know why you feel sad. So you look for something in your life that corresponds with that emotion and feeling.
Wow. Wow. More
Don't forget,
coherence.
I didn't know any of this. I mean, I didn't even know any of this even existed. That's the most nuts thing about what I do and how this works and how this world doesn't work is because this information should be ready available. Like you should be learning this at school. Right from the get-go. When you're feeling low and down, you should be working on how to actually release that, understand it, allow it to be there rather than just holding it in. And then just getting on with life and then going home and your parents say, how was school? Yeah, school was good, but you got bullied at school. But you don't know how to express it because you don't want your parents to worry or be disappointed. So all the way through our life, this is what we do. We hold these emotions in. And like me, it came so apparent that when I had my suicidal breakdown, I didn't realize that I was doing this to myself. Again, kindness starts within. You've got to understand that in order to heal yourself, you have to heal this one first. It's same with healers. I work with a lot of healers, and it's strange how they can heal somebody else, but they can't heal themselves. And it's because they have this beautiful heart of giving it away. No doubt about that. The problem is they can't heal themselves because they don't know how to heal what they can't see or feel either. And that's really sad.
It's really sad. Oh my goodness. Wow. Where can you buy a hard copy of Cornelius's book, Only finding book.
Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
Okay, thank you.
What's that one? Vertigo. Just wow, these go quick, eh?
They're so quick. I know so much. Yeah.
Wow. What an amazing. I have to say, you have the most amazing community. I really have to say, because the people who's come over to Coherence Healing, they're just, holy I don't know if I can swear, but I'm going to swear. Holy shit. Honestly, they're just, I've never met people like this where they just want to help other people. They just want to turn this world back into a world where it's just no pain and suffering.
Yes.
And you have an unbelievable community. And I'm not just saying that because I'm doing this live. I'm actually saying I see it in my group sessions where people just stay on helping other people. But when I do the Q&As and I say to people, you know, how can I help you? And it's like, I just want to have this amazing connection so I can help other people. Now, I don't normally get that type. And it's happened between it's just starting to happen that I'm meeting more people who are just willing to like be service to others. It's the best place to be. When you're service to others, you heal yourself.
Yes. Happens automatically, isn't it?
It happens automatically. Let's go with Viltelgo. Hey, Nicole, how are you? I'm going to go in Nicole. Okay, they'll work it out. Why do you have that? Feel left out of things. Feel like I'm not belonging to the group. That's that one.
Wow.
I mean, oh my gosh, wow, they go quick. Wow, they go quick.
Yes.
Epilepsy. Let's do epilepsy. And what's the motion regarding epilepsy? Creating pain and suffering for self. So what with epilepsy is, just on this, if you've got epilepsy, we had a woman who had she had seizures, epilepsy seizures. She had 30 seizures a day, and she spent a year doing Coherence Healing, and she had no seizures after a year, and she never did anything else apart from Coherence Healing. So what we did is the seizures were relied on based on misfiring mirror neurons. So the brain wasn't sparking. So what we did, we connected the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere and connecting the central cortex channel, and we started rebuilding the mirror neurons. And then once that got rebuilt, she had no fits, she has no epilepsy.
Wow. Wow. It's coming through so fast.
Lower abdominal issues. Okay, I can do lower abdominal. Anything to do with the lower abdominal issues in your lower intestine, next to your sacral, that is anxiety for self. And what you're going to have is you're going to have blockages in the mucosa and submucosal layer of your intestines. So if you've got abdominal issues right now, okay, I'll just clear them for you. Hey, family, can you clear any lower abdominal issues, please, for anybody in this group and anyone's listening to this later on? Hey, Jeff, how are you? Jeff, can you do some rolfing as well along the abdominal issues, pushing out, and the emotions regarding abdominal issues is holding on to garbage of the past, unable to let go. So what we need to do is activate the body of water in the intestines. And can you activate everybody's body of water regarding the lower intestines, abdominal issues, abdominal cramps, stress, anxiety, to a vibration of 28,444. Done.
Wow. Can you address Lucy with severe ME, 15 years bedridden?
I'm working with them. Yeah, I'm working with Lucy as well. Lucy's a little bit of an interesting case, right? So what we're going to do with Lucy. Hey, Lucy, how are you? Lucy, can you show me some major blockages? Because I know she's doing Coherence Healing. Can you show me the major blockages so we can just keep going with the process? So the solar plexus is the one that's out of balance. The solar plexus and the throat, they're both connected. So let's just change that again for you, Lucy. Hey, Lucy, can you change the vibration of the solar plexus regarding anxiety, stress, and worry? The feeling of uncertainty, prolonged feeling of doom, and just clear those emotions. And also in the throat regarding the inability to express self. Bringing a vibration of gratitude, peace, joy, and serenity into the solar plexus at a vibration of 28.6219 million. Into the throat, gratitude and compassion, unconditional love for self at a vibration of 18.246197 million, and clear.
Wow. Radhika, what does her subconscious need to tell her? What does my subconscious...
Hey, Radhika, how are you? God, they go so quick. I'm really good, thank you very much. Radhika, what does your subconscious need to... What information do you want from your subconscious? It's okay to be me. It's okay to be you. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. It's okay to be you, gorgeous. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. It's okay to be you.
Long COVID, Christy, can you address that?
Which one? COVID?
Long COVID.
Lung COVID?
Long, when it lasts a long time, when it goes
long
on.
COVID. Yeah. Cool. Got you. Christy? Hey, Christy, how are you? Okay, Christy, if you have long COVID, what is that about? So the immune system is completely and utterly depleted. So what happens with that one is it's affected your lungs, it's affected your respiratory system, it's affected your throat. That's why a lot of people who have COVID have coughs and issues in the throat. It's because the immune system is based on, so COVID, you could say, is like an influenza. An influenza is based on the emotions regarding mass beliefs and statistics. So you're getting programmed with all these numbers, and your mind and your body is actually acting with those numbers and going, oh my God, more people are having COVID. Fear kicks in. Fear resides in the lungs, brings the immune system all the way down. You're unable to express yourself. And what happens is when you have long-term COVID, it's because you can't get your immune system up. So, Christy, well, let's do your immune system. Hey, Christy, how are you? Give me the number of your immune system right now. 2,444. What should your immune system be? 82,415. See that big difference? There's a big difference. Increase the immune system to 96.248197 million. Just really up it. Whew.
Oof, okay. Weight gain, Josephine from Nairobi.
Weight gain. Weight gain is going to be emotional eating. Now, if you've got cellulite, that's weight gain is always going to be emotional eating, right? You're looking outside of yourself to get that feel good factor. That's what it's going to be. You're going to look at yourself and realize happiness does not come on the outside. But if you have cellulite, right, based on if you have cellulite, what you're doing is you're storing emotions in your body. So the emotions don't go anywhere. So that's what cellulite is. So you've got to get rid of, you've got to understand how this works. Wow. That you are literally constantly walking hard drive of emotions. Removing self-doubt. We can do that one. We can do that one now if you want. If everybody wants to close their eyes, we'll get rid of self-doubt. If you can take in 9 beautiful deep breaths. Activate the crown chakra to a vibration of letting go of self-doubt and bringing in a vibration of self-belief. Remove all blockages in the frontal lobe, left and right. Paracentral sulcus, cingulate gyrus, cingulate sulcus, marginal sulcus, cord plexus of the third ventricle. Bring to coherence, harmony, and balance. Remove self-doubt at a vibration of 422,568. Remove all blockages in the precentral artery, the prefrontal artery, thalamus, fornix, corpus callosum, left and right, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, temporal lobe, mammary body, pons, medulla, cerebellum. Remove self-doubt regarding believing in yourself. Remove all blockages in the longitudinal fissure, body of corpus callosum, fornix, column, crus, and body. Remove all blockages in the extreme capsule, internal capsule, tail of the caudate nucleus, regarding removing self-doubt and believing in yourself, bringing a vibration of believing in yourself at 28.62197. Remove all blockages in the circle of Willis. Remove all blockages in the primary motor cortex, secondary motor cortex, prefrontal association cortex, posterior parietal association cortex, primary somatosensory cortex, primary visual cortex, secondary visual cortex, visual association cortex, primary auditory cortex, secondary auditory cortex, sensory speech and motor speech, Broca and Wernickeria, frontal visual field, and clear. Removing self-doubt, believing in yourself. Increase the vibration of believing in yourself to 92.648197 million. Bringing a vibration of truth, wisdom, guidance, and knowing. Bringing a vibration of seeing yourself in your own reflection as truth. Bringing a vibration of understanding that you're more than your physical body. You're more than your own limitations. 28.264197 million. Bringing a vibration, I've got this. Bringing a vibration of letting go of others validating your value and worth. Bringing a vibration of value and worth. 82.648197 million. Remove all blockages in the throat regarding self-doubt. Remove all blockages in the body, the physical body and the muscular body, thank you, regarding self-doubt. The nervous system, self-doubt. The lymphatic system, removing self-doubt. The venous system, self-doubt. Activate the body of water to a vibration of self-belief. 64.248197. Bringing a vibration all the way through the spine regarding standing in my own truth, knowing who I am and who I'm not, embracing the vibration of who I'm not, letting go of the belief of who I am. Increase the heart vibration to unconditional love. Activate the light within. 68.246197 million. If everybody can take in 3 beautiful deep breaths, last one, big sigh out. Letting go of self-doubt, letting go, letting go, letting go.
Awesome. OCD, remembering euphoria.
OCD, beautiful. OCD, what does OCD represent? So OCD represents the need to control everything. So that means the only thing that you need to do is literally the only way you can control your anxiety is control the things that is right in front of you. And control comes from the left hand and the right hand. So we have to clear out the blockages in the left and the right hand, which we can do. If anyone's got OCD, remove all blockages in this group live and listening. Remove all blockages regarding OCD. The inability to let go of control. The inability to live in the present, and the inability to breathe and move into flow. Let go, let go, let go. Remove all blockages in the proper palm digital branches of the left hand and the right hand. Remove all blockages in the radial, ulnar, and the medial nerve, and clear. While we're at it, can we rebalance anybody with Parkinson's disease? Remove all blockages regarding Parkinson's disease in the right hand and left hand, regarding the need to control everything. Unable to let go and live in flow. And clear.
Wow.
Beautiful. Asthma. Asthma, what's asthma represent? The inability to breathe for oneself. So ask yourself, are you actually breathing for yourself? And it's also smothered love. Okay. That's why I had asthma, because I needed my mum's love more than anything else in this world. And then when my mum passed away, my asthma really rocketed. Like really, really bad. I was literally like I was getting through an inhaler maybe about once every 2 weeks. And I didn't realize what was happening, because my love for my mum was gone, and obviously she wasn't here. And then I needed my mum to be in my life. So I was unable to breathe for myself. Felt hopeless and alone. Again, these are all emotions, okay? All emotions. You've got to understand that the whole body records every part of your life.
Amazing. Amazing. What about neck and shoulders? Can you clear that? I can imagine, but I can't sit for more than an hour.
Okay, so neck and shoulders as an emotion is judgment. So if you judge yourself, compare yourself and measure yourself against yourself in the past, and then measure yourself and compare yourself against people and also yourself in the future, that's where the stress and tension resides in the neck. And it also resides in the occipital, lesser and major nerves in the neck. And then it creates an imbalance in the phoretic nerve and the phrenic nerve, and it also creates an imbalance in the vagus nerve, left and right. So that's the judgment. Then on top of judgment, you have guilt and shame. So when you judge somebody, guilt and shame emotion kicks in. And that's why a lot of people have problems with the neck. And then the neck goes down to the shoulders. The shoulders represents carrying weight, burdens, and a backpack of masks. So everybody carries a backpack of masks, right, around with them all the time. And a backpack of masks is when you take out a mask for work and you say everything's fine, you take it off, you go home, how's work? Yeah, it was amazing. You put on another mask. So we carry these backpacks of masks always. When I had my breakdown in December 2018, I had no more masks. That was it. And that's when my wife saw me for the first time that I was in serious trouble. Because my wife never knew I had cancer. She never knew I had depression. She never knew I had anxiety. She never knew anything. Because I just put on a mask, pretended that everything was okay. And when I had no more masks, that's when I had my breakdown. And she saw me for the first time, vulnerable, alone, and scared. So we have to understand that we have to go through this. You have to understand that it's not okay to just push stuff to one side. It's not okay to do this anymore. So what coherence healing does, and sometimes, it has beautiful effects, and you could say it also has an effect where the emotions comes to the surface, so you have to deal with them. Not many people like that. It's almost like, oh my God, I feel like, I did an amazing amount of clearing, but now I feel sad because it's coming up, and you have to deal why you're sad. And it might be like you're sad in your relationship. Now, on the surface, on the paper, you might have a really amazing relationship, but only you know if it's a healthy relationship. See, most people that I've known throughout my entire doing coherence healing, most people are in narcissistic, codependent relationships, either one of the others or together. And a codependent relationship is the unhealthiest relationship you can be in, because codependency means you're relying on that other person to bring you happiness and joy. And you're so scared of them not being around that you're going to actually get controlled by them, because you're so scared of actually voicing your emotions. Exactly what happened for me for 10 years. I was so scared of my ex-girlfriend leaving me, that she just dominated my life. Because the problem that I had was loneliness. Out of all of my issues, loneliness was the killer. I could not be in a room on my own for less than 10 seconds without having a panic attack. So without having somebody in my life, I couldn't see a way out. So what happened is I relied on her on every part of my life. Because if she wasn't around, I don't even know how I would function. So that's codependency, relying on somebody else to bring happiness into your life. It will never work. That's why when we're in codependency in relationships and also narcissistic relationships, we give them an excuse for them how to treat us. Oh, they didn't know they were doing that. Oh, it's only one drink. He had a bad day at work. We're so scared of voicing our opinions. We give them an excuse to carry on doing it, treating us like crap. It's not good enough, brackets. Just not good enough that these people in this world treat people like crap. And the worst thing is, we allow them to treat us like crap. So we're actually treating ourselves like crap.
Yes. Oh. Yeah.
Here we got, we'll keep going. Chronic illness for 10 years, genetic condition, traditional medicine does not cure. Wow, that went quick. Trying to be able to continue eat. Lulu, okay, let's do Lulu. Hey, Lulu, how are you? What's wrong with your chronic illness? Autoimmune disease. Vibration's low. So what we've got to do again is clear and update that vibration. And one of the things, again, I'll just keep arcing on about coherence healing is we can get you into a good place. Trust me, you will make your life will be different. But if you do not change the way you see yourself and change your environment, it's coming back. And it doesn't matter how many times we do clearing, you have to address your internal and external environment.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. Wow. Thank you for your honesty. Not that you could do it any other way, but the directness is very refreshing.
I think one of the things, Bracker, is let's just get this out of the way and just do this. Just get us into a better place. Like, I don't know any spiritual terms. I don't know any jargon. I don't know anything like that. What I know is from my own experience and from the truth that I'm given, nobody needs to be in pain and suffering. No one needs to be doing this coherence healing for like 2, 3, 5, 10 years. No one needs to be doing that. We get in, we get it out. You address the environment, you address your programs, and you move forward. Yes. In and out. That's it. Done.
Wow. Diabetes.
Diabetes represents. What does diabetes represent, family? Diabetes represents no sweetness in your life. So the joy and the happiness has gone from your life, and then what's been replaced is stress. So you're going to have a block in your spleen. You're going to have a block in your kidneys. You're going to have a block in your sympathetic nervous system. You're going to have so many diabetes. You're going to have so many. But I'm just looking at my notes now. You're also going to have blocks in your endocrine system as well. They all need to be cleared. That's exactly what most of my stuff based on emotions is channeled by Louise Hay. She was one of the first people who tapped me on the shoulders and said, "Cornelius, I know how to heal people." And I didn't even know who Louise Hay was. My wife had to Google her. You know one of the best things was, right, when I had Mother Teresa tapped me on my shoulder, and I said, I got a tap on my shoulder, and I said, "Who are you?" And she says, "My name is Mother Teresa." And I said, "Yeah," like honestly, like, "Yeah, right, whatever." And she went, "No, I am." And I went, "No, I don't think you are." And she went, "Yes, I am. Look up Calcutta." I didn't know what this meant. So I was on Google, and Mother Teresa somehow Calcutta came up in the name. And there and then, she was like the third, fourth person that came through. There and then I realized when somebody taps me on the shoulder, all they want to do is help. So Mother, that's why I know Mother Teresa. She's beautiful. She puts her beautiful love. I didn't realize Mother Teresa is very different. See, Jesus, again, I'm just looking at not the religion, just the man. Jesus has got an amazing heart. He's got amazing healing. So when I bring in Jesus, Jesus always puts his hands on the body, the top part of the body. That's Jesus, right? Mother Teresa always puts her hands on the feet. Now, I've never known this, and she always puts her hands on the feet. And then somebody told me that's what she does. But I see it. Buddha, I love Buddha. Buddha's actually quite funny, right? He's got a really cracking personality. Buddha has this amazing watering can. And every time I bring in Buddha, in fact, let's do it. Let's do Buddha, right? Let's do Buddha. Right, if everyone can close their eyes, we're going to bring in Buddha. Just need to take in 5 beautiful deep breaths. I'll bring in Buddha, Jesus, and Mother Teresa we've just talked about. If you can take in 5 beautiful deep breaths, and then just sit and be. Hey, Buddha, how are you? I'm really good, thank you very much. Buddha, you're going to have a big watering can. Can you use your beautiful watering can and clear out all the 7 layers of the aura and allow the beautiful rainbow to shine bright, light, full of love, full of energy, and allow all the negative energy and the blocks in consciousness and other people's consciousness and allow it to go and flutter down to the feet, purify and clean. Can you also give the experience that water's going down their face as well, please? Beautiful. Hey, Jesus, how are you? I'm really good. Jesus, can you place your beautiful loving hands on the body so people can feel your love in the heart and on the body and start the process of healing them from your consciousness to theirs? Beautiful. Hey, Mother Teresa, how are you? I'm really good, thank you very much. Mother Teresa, can you place your beautiful hands on people's feet and allow your love and healing to go from the feet upwards to meet Jesus's in the middle and Buddha's at the top, creating a beautiful warm glow of love and light, and allow the ripples of love and light to move all the way up and down the body like waves. I can bring in Shiva. Hey, Shiva, how are you? Shiva, can you do me a favor? Can you place your beautiful cloak of silence, your weighted blanket, place it on everybody's shoulders? And then can you put the hood over everybody's head? And can you turn the internal volume down, the internal chatter? Turn the volume down, turn the volume down, turn the volume down. Turn the volume down, turn the volume down, turn the volume down. Create peace, silence, and balance in the brainwave state, bring it down to delta, allowing silence, peace, and tranquility to exist within. Allow the healing of Buddha, Jesus, and Mother Teresa to take place. And allow the love of consciousness and also the healers of the world to heal from within. And also my beautiful extra family, allow them to come in and heal whoever needs to be healed. Beautiful. Everybody just stay in this beautiful space. Jesus, can you press down on people's hearts so they can feel your love for the people who need it the most? And you can also push them back a bit so they can feel you. Thank you. If everyone can take in 3 beautiful deep breaths, last one, big sigh out. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
What can we do? Where else we go?
Who is asking, can these updates happen too fast? As I'm
And can
feeling
these,
so much, just a minute, when doing these coherence healings and get a bit worried about going high because of previous bipolar episodes. Can you
beautiful.
address?
Good
Good
question.
question.
It's a
Very
beautiful
good.
question, actually. Just so you know, your consciousness is the ultimate healer of self. So your consciousness knows exactly what it's doing. All you need to do is get out of the way. Okay? It's the best way of explaining it. Because what's
Okay.
going to happen is the mind is going to create the problems. Then the mind is going to solve the problems that it created. It's not going to happen. So what we have to do is allow this to happen and trust that your consciousness knows exactly what to do.
That's great.
Okay? By the way, bipolar, you've been misdiagnosed. You haven't got bipolar, you just got blocked energy in the left hemisphere.
Wow.
Okay. See, one of the problems is like ADHD as well. If you've been diagnosed with ADHD, misdiagnosed. Okay. ADHD doesn't really exist, right? Because what it is, it's a program that we have this amount of energy that we don't know what to do with it. We don't know how to handle emotions and feelings. So we're all over the place. So what happens is when we have these emotions and feelings and this energy all over the place, the first thing we do is we diagnose ourselves. We go on the internet, we look up these symptoms, and then we go, oh my gosh, that's what I've got. And what happens is you're telling your frontal lobe, the conscious mind, that that's the truth. Then all of a sudden, the subconscious will create a reality based on that truth. What will happen then is you'll go to the doctors. You'll say to the doctor, I've got these symptoms, going to match the YouTube, they're going to match Google. The doctor's going to say, yep, that's ADHD, take some pills, and you're in the system.
Yeah. Yep. That's
So you have to understand, same with menopause. By the way, menopause doesn't exist either. See, menopause is when during your monthly cycle, all the energy has to go down to the uterus to do all the cleaning, right? That's what it happens. But when you don't need that happening, where does the energy go? It has to go somewhere. That's when you get these hot flushes. This is when, things start to happen in your body because your body's used to doing what it's been doing, and then all of a sudden it doesn't do anything. So what we have to do is rebalance the menopause system.
Can you do
Menopause
that?
is easy. Menopause is easy to fix.
Really?
Oh my God, yes, so easy to fix.
The hot flashes.
Yep. Yep. It's because the energy doesn't know where to go. It doesn't know what to do. So when you've had this energy, so if you've been on your period since you're like, let's say 14, all the way up to your 50s, every month you know exactly what your body's going to do. Then all of a sudden it doesn't know what to do. So where does that energy need to go? It needs to go somewhere. And it needs to come out. So it has to come out in the quickest route possible. That's why the hot flush is kicking. Just needs a rebalance.
Wow.
Strokes, by the way, strokes are difficult. So strokes obviously come from the mind. But here's the thing: strokes are hard to reverse because one of the problems with strokes is we have to get to how you had a stroke. But I'll give you a great example of a stroke as well. So with strokes, we had a guy. He had a grade 4. We're going to call it a grade 4 stroke, right? So severe that the doctor said he would never live his life. We worked on him for a year. He couldn't speak. And what I did is I brought him into my healing meditations, and I do a healing meditation on myself. And for everybody, I have a big list, and I bring these people in. And because I work with their consciousness knows how to fix them. And after 6 months, he could talk and walk. Now, my wife, unbelievable. My wife's cousin had a grade 5 stroke, right? And
What's a
so
grade 5?
I would say I'm not saying these numbers. I'm saying the severity of a stroke. I say a grade 4 is where you're really looking at maybe 10 years down the line of rehabilitation to get where you need to get to. That's probably a grade 4, right? A grade 5 is literally there is no coming back from it, right? There is no coming back. And my wife's cousin, she had a grade 5 stroke, and there was no coming back from it. She was in ICU, intensive care. I think she was in there for maybe about a month and a half. And we brought in Mother Teresa, and she put her hands on my wife's cousin. And this is what happened. This is incredible. 7 weeks later, after all the doctors diagnosed she's going to have terminal brain damage and everything else, she drove to her own doctors, and a doctor even turned around and said, "I don't know how you got here, because it's impossible." And that's because you're working with consciousness, not the physical body. Every part of our body is consciousness. What causes water in the lungs? There's two reasons what causes water in the lungs. One might come from a past life, that you might have drowned in a past life, so you have water in your lungs. Easy to fix, right? The other thing with water in the lungs, explain what water in the lungs is. When you've got too much fluid in your lungs, it's because, again, the external environment is creating the stress in your lungs, right? So your capillaries in your lung system are getting blocked. That's your capillaries in your lung system getting blocked. And what happens is you just have water, as you said. But I've worked with maybe about 10, 12 people who's had water in the lungs, and every time they've got water in the lungs, it's come from a past life. Drowned. Easy to fix. I say it's easy to fix. Just go to Coherence and we'll fix it.
Yeah, listen to you. What about osteoporosis?
Osteoporosis is an interesting one, right? So osteoporosis, that's going to come from a past life. Now, I've worked with around about 20 people regarding osteoporosis, and that's because the spine you haven't got strength in your spine. But when I've gone into people's past life regarding osteoporosis, it always comes back to one certain area it's around about between 200 and 400 BC. Always comes back there. And what I've always see is these people who have osteoporosis, by the way, are amazing people. They have the most amazing heart, unbelievable heart chakra, probably one of the biggest heart chakras I've come across, because this is what I see every time. In that era of 200 and 400 BC, before Christ, when people used to get stoned, these people would stand in the way and protect the person who gets stoned, and they get stoned in the back, and it breaks their bones. They're the most amazing people I have ever worked with, because they're the ones who are selfless. They put themselves in harm to protect another person. And it always comes back from that era. Might not be something you want to hear now, but it's the truth. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to readjust the entire spine. Push the spine in because of the curvature. We need to push it back in. We need to fix all the fractures, all the soreness, all the discs, herniated discs. We need to bring it all back to balance, and your consciousness to do that. So, if you've got osteoporosis in this group and you're listening, all you need to do is take in 5 beautiful deep breaths. Close your eyes. Hey, Katie, how are you? Katie, can you readjust anybody's spine who has osteoporosis, please? Hey, Carl, how are you? Can you readjust the T2, T3, T4, T5? Push it straight. Readjust it all the way through. Reconnect spinal cord. Remove all inflammation regarding the ganglions, the nervous system. And rebalance the nervous system for these people. Remove all blockages regarding in the nervous system of the spine. Remove all blockages in the spinoporosis, central canal, spinal cord, white matter, posterior great column, lateral great column, anterior great column. the sympathetic ganglion, white ramus communicans, grey ramus communicans, anterior primary ramus, posterior primary ramus, ventral root, motor, dorsal root ganglion, and dorsal root sensory, and clear. Bring to coherence, harmony, and balance. Remove all blockages in the brachial plexus, C8, T1, C5, C6, C7, C5, C6, C7, C8, T1. Remove all blockages in the axillary nerve, C5, C6, muscle cutaneous nerve, C5, C6, C7, medial nerve, C5, C8, T1, C5, C8, T1, radial nerve, ulnar nerve, C7, C8, T1. Remove all blockages in the supragluteal nerve, L4, L5, S1, the femoral cutaneous nerve, L2, L3, femoral nerve, L2, L3, L4, obturative nerve, L2, L3, L4, sciatic nerve, L4, L5, S1, S2, S3, tibial nerve, L4, L5, S1, S2, S3, common peroneal nerve, L4, L4, L5, S1, S2, deep peroneal nerve, superficial peroneal nerve, medial serenocutaneous nerve, lateral serenocutaneous nerve, saphenous nerve, cerebral nerve, and clear. Bring to coherence, harmony, and balance. Remove all blockages in the sciatic nerve regarding stress, anxiety based on money and worries, and clear. Rebalance the lumbar plexus, the sacral plexus, and clear. If you can take in 3 beautiful deep breaths, last one, big sigh out. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
And can you help my mum? She has aneurysm in the heart. Oh, yeah, you can do that one. Let me just do the heart thing. Let me get my heart details up. So if you've got problems with the heart, we'll just rebalance the heart. So if anyone's got problems with the heart, taking 5 beautiful deep breaths, close your eyes, we'll rebalance the physical heart. Remove all blockages in the aortic arch, left pulmonary artery, pulmonary trunk. Bring to coherence, harmony, and balance, and bring in a vibration of joyfulness. 222,458. Superior vena cava to a vibration of 122,448. Ascending aorta. Bring to coherence, harmony, and balance. Left atrium, left pulmonary veins, left ventricle. Bring to coherence, harmony, and balance. Right ventricle to coherence, harmony, and balance. Remove all blocks in the wall of the heart. With all blocks in the aorta, supravena cava, pulmonary trunk, capillaries of the lung, left atrium, left ventricle, right atrium. Thank you. Remove all blocks in the heart valves. Anterior cusp, right cusp, left cusp. Left coronary artery, left fibrous trigone, and clear. Anterior cusp, septal cusp, and posterior cusp, and clear. Right cusp, left cusp, posterior cusp, and clear. Bring to coherence, harmony, and balance. Remove all blockages in the diagonal branch, left marginal vein, great cardiac vein, right coronary artery, coronary sinus, and clear. Bringing a vibration of joyfulness and happiness into the heart and unconditional love. At a vibration of 28,452, 64,119, 228,415, 566,907, 1.264897 million, 2.644181 million, 3.248969 million, 5.248555 million. Moving in a beautiful, 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 beautiful way of looking at life. Living from the heart, loving yourself unconditionally. If you can all take in 3 beautiful deep breaths. Last one, big sigh out, please. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Bringing myself to coherence, harmony, and balance. Eyesight is really hard, just so you guys know. Trust me. Eyesight is hard. Okay. Eyesight, by the way, if you've got problems with your eyesight, it's because you're not seeing yourself with love, and you're not seeing everybody else as yourself with love. So you have to get rid of that vibration of hate, sadness, depression in your eyes, and see yourself that you are exactly where you need to be. Instead of striving for perfection, strive for acceptance.
Wow. Can you help Marika, who's got pain from the mastectomy she had, pain from the scars?
Yep, let's do that one. What's the name?
Marika,
Okay.
Mariaa.
Cool, beautiful. Hey, Marika, how are you? Can you show me the vasectomy scars? Hey, Linda, how are you? Can you just clear out the pain in the vasectomy scars? Just clear it all out. Marika, can you bring your consciousness out of your body and place your consciousness hands on the areas where you need healing? And allow your consciousness to do all the work for you, giving you love, moving all blockages and bringing the pain receptors down. And clear.
Thank you.
Whew.
Somebody's asked, will the healings work if somebody watches afterwards?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Watch this many times and go and do the meditations, and you'll get it each time.
Correct. Because again, your consciousness knows that what I do is just a truthful way of doing it. The mind is going to stop you. That's the resistance. The mind is going to stop you believing that this works, because it's bound to do that. That's the whole thing, Bracket. It's bound to do that because we've never been told that this exists, that you can heal yourself. I mean, I think there's a lot of, again, meeting people like you, beautiful. It's opened up my eyes, because I'm so grateful that we had somebody in the Coherence Healing group who emailed me and told me to connect with you, even though you live literally like 1 minute away from where we used to live, ironically.
That's where I stayed. Aroa, of all places, yes.
Whangaparoa. I can't believe that. Nobody even knows where Whangaparoa is, and we're like, yeah, I used to live there. Amazing. See, one of the issues is why would you believe this exists? And I'm going from my personal experience. Why would you believe that you can heal yourself? Because here's the program. It's an amazing program, by the way. The program is, when you was a child and you got sick, your parents took you to a doctor. You put the doctor on a pedestal. So they're the people that fix you. They're the people that heal you. Why would you change that system? Because your mum and dad only want the best for you, so they take you to the best person. The doctor only knows what he knows. So he goes to university, he gets all his lectures, they're based on what they know. So when you come out and you got all those studies, you got all your certifications, you only know what you know. And that's how we need to change this world. We need to expand our consciousness, raise our vibrations, and then create unlimited possibilities, new thinking, new possibilities. You've got to be open to this. If you're not open to this way of healing yourself, what happens is you create resistance, and it takes a lot longer. But your community, gorgeous, what happens is it's not about healing that yourself and then just going off and then just going, I'm already healed. It's about healing myself and then healing others. That's how beautiful your community is.
Well, I love everyone. I mean, it's not my community. I just feel so blessed that we just magnetize one another. Yes, it's like, it's not mine per se.
No.
I'm channeling like you are most of the time. So I'm just so grateful. And
I think it's because they're open-minded. That's the difference. I know for a fact I was so like, before my awakening, like I say, my wife nailed it. I had a problem for every solution. And there's nothing she could have said. If she said, by the way, try this, it's not going to work. Try that, it's not going to work. My level of consciousness was so low that I was unable to see past my level of consciousness, because we can't see past our own level of consciousness. What we know is what we know. And this is where we need to expand it. And when we expand our consciousness, more information comes to light, which means you can move forward without being in a friction, without any friction, in flow. The only way to live is in flow.
Beautiful. We're doing it more and more. What about IBS, please?
IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, stress in the upper intestine and body of stomach. It's stress related. Again, misdiagnosed, by the way. See, they don't know that stress is held in the solar plexus. Why would you? Not many people know that we have this energy center that nobody can see. It can't be proven, but for some reason you can feel it. But you go to a doctor and they go, no, 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 no. I've never heard of energy centers or chakras. What you've got is IBS.
Yes.
So do you know what? This is what you need. But what it is you have to look at your environment and realize, holy shit, my life is actually in stress. And it creates a digestive system. And the solar plexus is the biggest system. You know, it's almost like they call it the midbrain. So realistically, we're working from this area. So if you have stress, it's going to go into that area. Got stress up here, it's because somebody next to you, somebody in your heart, in your love life, you've got stress for them, right? If you've got stress in that upper intestine, that's where you got stress, right? Or upper stomach. Lower area, stress for yourself. Stress related.
What would Crohn's disease be?
Crohn's disease is the belief that you're not good enough, don't do enough, not worthy. So you can go back into your childhood and look at it and realize, do you know what? If your parent, it's a program. If your parents said to you, do you know what? Nothing's ever going to happen to you. Nothing's good's going to ever happen to you. Then all of a sudden, because you look at your parents, put them on a pedestal, and all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, if my parents don't think I'm good enough, then I'm not going to be good enough. And then that program constantly just goes on and on and on. And what happens is you drain all of your inner support, all of your energy, and then all of a sudden you have Crohn's disease. Again, misdiagnosed.
Wow.
So one of the things that I've noticed, again, from my own experience in doing coherence healing for, 2.5 years now, I've seen 5,000 people. 95% of all illness comes from stress. The problem is their ego doesn't want to admit that stress is what's causing it. Why would you? The ego is always right. It's never wrong. So no matter what I say to somebody, if they don't want to hear what I've got to say, they won't listen. So they'll go and find somebody else who will listen to them, and then they go, oh, yeah, that's what I've got. I knew it. That's what I've got. Because all you're doing is agreeing to what they already want to hear. So one of the beautiful sayings that my friend gave me from the group, he said, and I've said this many times, do you want to be right or do you want the truth? I want the truth. I don't want to be right. I tried to be right for 45 years and it got me nowhere. Peeing, anything to do with peeing, urinary infection, your left kidney, your right kidney will be out of balance, and that will be normally based on being pissed off with yourself or somebody in your relationship. Okay? Again, your body is telling you, look at the environment and ask yourself, is this a healthy environment? Do I have healthy boundaries? Am I getting told how to live my life? Is my work stressful? Do I believe that I have to work this hard? I mean, I remember, you'll probably know this as well, Gorgeous. I remember in the UK, I used to work 37.5 hours. That was the time. Do you remember the 37.5 hours? I used to work there. Then it went up to 40. Didn't get paid any extra money. And this is what happened in my job. When I was studying, doing landscape architecture, I was working in a company in London, and they increased my hours. They increased my workload, and my workload went from 40 hours nearly up to 80 hours. Now, my boss at the time only paid us 40 hours because that's what we could get paid. But he was charging the clients 80 hours. Right? Because that's what he can charge, right? So this is what happened. He gave me a deadline, right? He gave me a deadline, and he said, Cornelius, we need this project done in the next 3 weeks. And it has to go out on this it has to go out on this deadline. And I was under so much stress, I could not believe it. And I completed the deadline exactly when he wanted it. But I worked round about maybe 20, 21 hours a day. I slept in the office because I wanted that validation. I wanted him to look at me and go, you did an amazing job, Cornelius. And I wanted that validation more than anything. I came out on the last day, put all the drawings on his table. I walked out of the office, absolutely I was gone, shattered. And he rode up on a motorbike, a Ducati 916, and he just bought it. And he said this to me. As I came out of the office, he came up on his new motorbike, and I looked at his bike and I said, is that new? And he said, yeah, all the hours that you've worked paid for this bike. I walked home. I quit my job that day. See, those people will take and take and take unless you start to have healthy boundaries. The problem is we need to get paid. The problem is we need to find a job. But again, I don't believe you need to work. I know that if you move into flow, service to others, financial situations take care of themselves. Because if you're in line with the blueprint of consciousness, and the blueprint of consciousness is turning this earth back into coherence, harmony, and balance, new earth, if you're in line with that, why wouldn't consciousness provide you for everything you need? Makes no sense. Consciousness is the vibration of love. Why would you suffer when you're actually acting on behalf of them? Oh, I really didn't like that. I really did not like that. I've never liked any of my jobs apart from when I was a butcher. And the butcher was the best job I've ever had. Because when I was a butcher, I walked in at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I did my job. I left at 5 o'clock, and I never took the work home with me. Every other job, I've took work home with me.
Wow.
One of the saddest things, Gorgeous, is when I was struggling, when I started to realize I was struggling, my wife, I can't write emails, right? I'm like, say, severely dyslexic. And I can't write emails. It takes me about half an hour to write an email. And my wife said, let me help you write an email. And she did. And she did this amazing email. And then she said, let me quit. She quit her job and worked for me. Now, my wife is probably the most amazing woman I've ever met. She had so much love and joy. It was incredible. But those 5 years that she worked for me, I didn't even recognize her. Because my sadness, the way I used to work, was reflected on her. And what happened is, because we worked together in this really hostile environment, in design in New Zealand, we moaned and moaned and moaned all the time. And I saw my wife just lose this amazing amount of sunshine, amazing amount of light. And one of the most amazing things through this awakening is we both joke about it and we go, holy Moses. Do you remember in New Zealand where we used to fight to put on council regarding digital billboards? That's somebody else's job now. Our job is to help people become happy. We laugh about it, how different our life is. When you're service to others, this does not turn off.
No.
It doesn't turn
wow.
off.
Cornelius, one question. I think we're kind of just coming close because what I'm feeling is there's so many coming. We're going to have you back if that's all right with you, Cornelius.
Oh, it'd be a pleasure.
Would you be willing? And
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But Leah's asking a good question, and thank you very much for that. What can we do preventatively? It's great we're talking about all these conditions. What could we do now, maybe together, that we would be preventative?
What do you mean? What do you mean by together preventive? What does that mean?
Well, as a whole here,
yeah.
How can we prevent now, use consciousness so that there is no more sickness, there is no more conditions, that we don't get to those dire situations, but we create a harmonious place. Sorry.
Kindness starts within. It's the only place to create balance in yourself and in this world. It's the only place. And if you're not kind to yourself, it will not work. And I know it's so simple, but we've never been told to be kind to ourselves. And that's why it's so difficult. Because we don't know what kindness is to ourselves. I mean, if you say be kind to yourself, people go, what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
That question and that answer alone tells you that we've never been told that it's okay to love yourself unconditionally.
I mean, maybe could you define that? Could you define being kind to yourself?
So a way you could say defining being kind to yourself is realizing that you are more than your physical body. Realize that your consciousness and you're connected to everybody on this planet. So whatever action, behavior you take will have an effect on somebody else, at the same time have an effect on you. So we have to consciously live from the heart, which is a bit like, when I recognize in my awakening, as human beings, we create heaven and hell experiences, right? And we create those experiences based on what we want. Ego, wants, needs, and desires. So we know for a fact that we're doing this consciously and also subconsciously. We're going to create an experience for somebody in a really, really low vibration. But at the same time, it's going to affect you. But at the same time, we also create experiences in a high vibration. And that means you have to consciously be aware of the choices you make. Everything you do, you have to be present and realize, if I do this, what's the repercussion of this going to happen to that person? That person's you. And what's the repercussion it's going to happen to yourself? And we've never been told to live consciously, one day at a time. We want to get somewhere else apart from where we are right now. I'll give you a great example of this one, right? Before my awakening, I would get some Pringles, right? Most people know what Pringles is. I'll get some Pringles and I would eat the Pringles. And before I even finish the Pringles in my mouth, I've got some more Pringles and I'm putting them in my mouth. And then before I finish those Pringles, I've got more Pringles. I am trying to get somewhere before I've even finished what I've started. Now, in my awakening, I eat one Pringle and have gratitude for eating that one Pringle. I enjoy it. Then I eat another Pringle. I do not look at it from the perspective of I need more, I need more, I need more. And I think that's the big difference. We have to take responsibility for the actions we take based on the choices we make. And that is living from the heart. And it takes some time because 95% of our mind is run by the subconscious. I mean, we're breathing right now. I mean, we're actually breathing without even realizing we're breathing. But when you consciously breathe, what happens is the mind, your consciousness, knows that you're consciously breathing. It's going to heal you straight away. But again, the mind is going to be somewhere else. So that's why meditation, I believe, is really hard. To get into that meditative state, you also have to understand that the mind doesn't switch off. So you can't get into a state when the mind is busy. It's only when you get into the state that your mind becomes less busy, but you've got to get there first. That's the same thing with depression. When people say, by the way, just go to the gym. Yeah, I get that. We understand endorphins help with depression. You've got to get to the gym first. That's the problem. Unless you have lots of memberships like mine and you get to the gym and you realize it's not going to work and then you go back to bed.
Wow. Oh, gosh. Really, Cornelius, I don't know how to thank you enough. I mean, I hope there's evidence in the chat here. I think you've answered so many questions and profound. I'm not often lost for words, but I don't have many words to say other than a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart. as we would say in Greek, από τις βάθη της καρδιάς μου, from the bottom of my heart. And I think everybody here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can feel the vibrations have shifted. The dogs are going crazy outside. I don't know if you can hear them.
Yeah.
They're so excited. You've woken them up as well. So I hope you will honor us with your presence again.
You just send me a link and I'll just be here, and we do exactly the same, and we just do it. We keep doing it until everybody wakes up with love, joy, and happiness in the mind, in the body.
Wow. Please check out Cornelius's book. Could you hold it up one more time, please?
Oh, yeah. Oh, cheers. This one here.
Check out his book. It's profound. It's amazing.
It will tell you how to heal yourself. I can't stress any more than this. This book will open up your eyes. You'll forgive yourself for the choices you've made, and it will tell you how to heal yourself. And at the same time, you'll expand your consciousness to think completely and utterly different.
Wow. And please check out his website, coherencehealing.love, and check out these wonderful coherence sessions that he does nearly every day. So
Every day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Radhika, who's really helped in the chat, moderating. Thank you to so many of you who've contributed, for your generosity, your kindness, and go forward with love, coherence, balance, harmony. You say the words. Go for it, please.
Coherence, harmony, and balance.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. 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 Welcome.
God bless you. Thank you.
You're welcome.